last chance to start dropshipping is right now. And no, I'm not kidding. Every single year, you're missing out on the greatest opportunities and trends, but there will soon come a time where beginners are going to be crushed. It's now or never, bro. The regular way of dropshipping is over. The wave has passed, the ship has sailed, and your hope is gone. Unless you do the thing that I will be exposing in today's video. In 2023, there's only one way to actually make dropshipping work, but you have to act now. It's currently the fourth quarter, the end of the year, which is the best time to dropship. Your chances of success are currently 3 times higher as it's the shopping season. But only established e-commerce brands will have the chance to succeed in the upcoming years. Facebook is becoming more and more strict with who they allow on their platform. Regular beginners trying to dropship running Facebook ads are getting banned just when trying to run their first ads with little to no hope of ever getting their account back. TikTok is getting more and more inconsistent for beginners, and it seems as if the people on the top are taking all the money, leaving nothing for beginners and putting fences in front of the entry gates to dropshipping. The world of online business is all about trends, and it's up to you to catch them early. But frankly, the winners are already on the next trend right now while you are still trying to figure out what it is. Running ads for a physical business is still genius. It's just that it's very hard for you as a beginner to come in and think that you can compete. I see it every day. People losing $5, $10, $20, even $100,000 trying to get into dropshipping. The whole business model is marketed almost like gambling. Testing products, hunting for winners, test, that's all you hear. What business model involves spending money upfront where you're pretty much gambling on something you can't even predict if it's going to work? The answer is pretty much zero. And I think it's irresponsible of the other gurus to just tell beginners to just test products until they find a winner. By the time you finally find your winning product, you'll simply just make back all the losses that you spent getting the product in the first place. And what if the product dies out? It seems like everyone promotes this business model in a way that honestly only really benefits them. But my friend, there is hope. The first step is to stop testing and take a step back to really understand the concept I'm about to teach you. Every day, the business model gets more and more saturated and advanced. And this should scare you, but you still have 3 months. So if we take a look at dropshipping and the trend of it, the past 5 years, we can see that the highest point it's ever been at was in the beginning of 2023. But if we look all the way throughout Q4 now, which is probably going to hit a peak very soon, we can see that dropshipping has pretty much never been more popular. This makes the business model a little bit saturated. Q4 is ongoing and you need to get the successful store up and running now. But luckily for you, this is one of the best times to ever do it. If you can find a winning product now, following my proven methods without spam testing products, you could be growing your income and your store throughout the future months, the shopping season, and potentially even start 2024 with a pumping store and not having to go back to work ever again. See, dropshipping is all about one thing: data. If you have this, it's very easy for you. You will be able to consistently find new winning products and scale them for a very long time. You can even choose to make a long-term brand. But if you don't have data, it's very hard for you to tap into the industry. Therefore, you need to start now while you still have an advantage as it's Q4 and the shopping season. If you can go into 2024 with data, you can turn anything into money. You might even be able to grow your own brand, but there is one thing you have to understand. All these big businesses you see out there, they all started small. Some of the brands that you eat, drink, and consume today was started up in villages 100 years ago, spreading from word to mouth for decades before becoming what we know it as today. If brands like Coca-Cola try to go global instantly, they would be buried in competition. But by growing it to their small audience first, they got what was needed to expand and eventually take over the entire world. And the same applies to you. Don't run basic dog products to standard audiences. That will never work, and you'll be testing forever until you go broke. Instead, try to think, how can I be different? Every time that I encounter a product, I think, is there something that I can do with this that nobody else has really done before? I've been selling simple electronics all year, ranging from car chargers to mini radios and cameras. And the only reason this works is because of market timing and capturing my own audience. As a beginner, there's certain niches that you must abstain from, such as healthcare, skincare, pets, and babies. The reason being that these niches are incredibly competitive and that the big brands are already established and has captured the entire market. There's only 2 ways of finding your own audience, and you need to listen to this, because if you do, you will be able to make a lot of money. And if you don't, there's a big chance that you might actually end up going broke. Number 1 is the country that you choose. The days of running products to the top 5 countries or the USA are over. There's simply no chance unless you have data or you're the first on the product. And it's because of that reason that I've been running stores to Europe the past couple of years. Why compete so hard in these countries when I can run up stores like this with a 50 to 60% net margin and 0 competition? With 50 to 60% net margin and no competition, that I could potentially even exit and sell later and do it all over again and make tons of money consistently. While you're running your saturated product to the US wondering, why am I not making money? I'm selling the same exact product as you in Europe, but here I'm the innovator showing an already existing trend to a new audience. This makes it very easy for me to make dropshipping work. I use this method for all of my students, and as you can see on the results, they've been doing pretty well. And now that it's Q4, I have a couple of openings for my mentorship program. If you're interested in learning from me personally, you can send me a message on Instagram right here. The second way of doing this is by either 1, finding a completely new product, or 2, running to an untapped audience. And let me show you exactly how to find that on Facebook. So here we can see that we're inside of my Facebook ads, and this is part where you can target. Let's say that we want to run a product that's, for example, relevant to dogs. We can go ahead and search up dog, and then we can find dog as animals, but there's a very competitive audience, right? Everyone's going to be targeting that. So we need to think outside the box. Who is likely to have a dog? Well, let's see, maybe family is an interest. Yep, we got family. People who's interested in family are probably interested in having a dog. Therefore, we are now finding a very similar audience by targeting a completely different one. Then we could think people who's interested in childcare or child probably have a family and probably have a dog. This is a way to think a little bit outside the box, but let me show you a secret trick that I use to find the best suggestions. So if we search for dog, I'm gonna go ahead and add the dog animal. Then we're gonna go to the suggestions, and as we can see, they're all very, very basic. We're getting what everyone is gonna target. So what we can do then is we can, let's say, add in family as well. So let's add that. Then we're going to get a little bit more of a mixed suggestions, right? You can see that now we're getting parents as well. Now let's target pets. Let's see if that is an interest. Yep, we got pets, animals. And now we hit suggestions and we are finding a lot of good ones. We're finding dog training, we're finding puppy, we're finding pets at home, cat food, dog behavior, dog color. Tons of great interest just by stacking it. So now what we can do is, let's just say we found pets at home and we think it's really good. We can add it in. Then we can go ahead and just remove all the other ones because we basically stack them just to find better interest. Facebook here only shows you 30 suggestions, right? And it's based on the one you have. Therefore, if you stack your interest, you can get a more mixed suggestions field, allowing you to find the more untapped ones. Do not just settle for the first ones you find. But talking about finding new products, I understand that you're probably scared. Most people are nervous when it comes to running new products, as it can be somewhat risky. Many suppliers could have long shipping times, and without any prior sales or reviews on the products, it can be a little bit hard to trust. But a way to get around this, and actually an amazing product research strategy that you might never have heard of before, is to go on the supplier and contact them personally, asking what is their current upcoming product. By doing this, the supplier will tell you which product is going to do well in a couple of weeks, and you can be on the trend early. And it doesn't have to be 100% new, you just need to get in a little bit early. Dropshipping in the US is very expensive now, and we could get 3 to 4x the results and website visitors targeting Europe for the same amount of money. To begin with, you want to launch a simple campaign to Europe, spending around $50-$60 to see which country gives you the highest amount of website clicks, and you can run this campaign in English. Then based on the country that has the highest demand, you can go ahead and translate your website and run to that country. What you want to do though is you want to translate your website fully. That includes translating your video ads, translating your landing page, changing the store's checkout currency to the local currency of the country you're selling to, and picking a country. This allows you to reach your audience on a much more personal level, as people tend to trust businesses who speak their own language online. They'll simply be more likely to choose you. And for some reason, people are stubborn and don't want to do this. But I am telling you that one country dropshipping is the key to financial freedom. And it's the best opportunity to make money. But you need to act fast, because soon it's going to get very hard to get into this business. The good news is, if you're watching this video and you stay until the end, you're actually on time. If you can understand this now and get started soon, you will be able to survive a saturated market and make a ton of money. Saturation truly only crush beginners. Me and my students are going to keep making money even throughout the saturated market. But just remember that every New Year's Eve, which is soon approaching, you're telling yourself, by this time next year, I'm going to be rich, yet you are in the exact same situation today as you were 2 years ago when you promised yourself to change, as you were last year, and you're gonna stay broke. People are asking me on Instagram the same question that they asked 2 years ago today. They not put in any effort to change their life and are simply lazy. But do you not understand that you're living in the easiest time ever to make money? You just got complacent because life is easy now. But I can assure you that living with regret is very painful. And there's no difference between me and you. You simply just don't want it enough if you don't take the chance that I'm giving to you. I am telling you that it's seriously going to become a lot more difficult very soon. But if you listen to me and you get in now, following the strategies that I'm teaching you, you should be able to make this work. So yes, dropshipping is still a great business model to get into in 2023. You just have to do it a little bit different so that you don't blend in with the masses. Because if you do what everyone else is doing, you should expect to get the same results as everyone else. So be creative, think outside the box, don't compete when you can focus on creating cool businesses in markets where nobody's really competing with you. And then once you become big, you can expand globally and get even bigger. But that's going to be it for today's video. I hope that you found it valuable. And if you did, remember to click a like on this video and subscribe, because I am posting YouTube videos and documenting my journey with e-commerce every single week on this channel, trying to be the most valuable and transparent YouTuber out there. But that's it for today's video. I'll see you in the next one.
You are the worst.